Hey everybody, welcome back to another playthrough of The Hobbit Saga. I'm Dave Walsh, the host of Card Talk. And as always, I have with me Matt. Matt, how's it going, buddy?
Great, Dave. How about yourself?
Oh, man, it's a great day, right? We just to let everybody know, we just lost the previous playthrough. You and I, we were just playing through, and we had some stuff at the end of the deck, so we're playing these two right back to back. So hopefully we learned enough from our previous playthrough that we can actually do something pretty, make more than just 2 or 4 progress on the quest, and
Or at least hopefully my deck will cooperate and give me the things I need this time.
right. And so sometimes that happens in this game. And I actually, how do I want to say this without being offensive to the developers? Like, I appreciate these decks because it really makes you have to make good choices in the game. It's not like these decks are the overpowered decks that just completely, take away with the game. This is the kind of plays that I love to play because, and you and I, Matt, we've played, 4 of these, 5 of these, whatever it is, live, and then we've played a couple off camera too. You and I seem to be the same sort of player where we like to micromanage and try to, say, if this happens, we can do this. So I think that makes this a lot of fun for me. Whether win or lose, it's just so much fun to play this, and I'm glad that the decks require that thought behind it. What do you think?
I would agree. To your point, these play like a lot of other pre-made decks I've played in other games where they're not entirely consistent, although they have a clear game plan. Like your deck wants to get attachments out, buff Gimli, turn him into a super attacker. My deck wants to get out a lot of dwarves and build the swarm army to quest and take down enemies. But it's because of the core set restrictions and things like that. Not everything is laser focused on each game plan. There's a little bit of variability and flexibility too, to be like, well, I have some other answers for other aspects of the games, or, well, not every ally in my deck is a dwarf, but they're still allies, so they're still contributing, even if it's not directly related to the main game plan.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. And so that to say, Matt, recording this or not, I'm enjoying the playthrough with you. I think it's been a lot of fun. I don't originally know whose idea it was, but I'm glad we're doing this.
I'll definitely say I remember you suggesting it, but I had leapt heartily at it because I love the Hobbit books, and I was really excited to play these scenarios. And I think at the time I told you I had never actually gotten to the second box because I played the first one with my wife, and then there was a large gap before I got the second one.
Then kids came along, right? And then all of a sudden, nobody's doing anything for a while.
Right. Well, and also just I was so focused on the regular adventure cycle, I kind of put the sagas off to the side and be like, I'll get to those when I'm done with the cycles. And the cycles are just so much to play.
Right.
I haven't swung back to this yet.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like, you just get into what's going on right now, and you just start, you forget about how awesome some of these old... I'm not looking forward to the next scenario. That's probably my least favorite scenario in the whole game. But I am excited to be doing this the whole playthrough of the saga.
Quite a consensus that the riddle mechanic is not a fun mechanic for many people.
Right. Well, let's get started. I think we started this exactly the same way we started last time. You're first player. Bilbo's in the middle there. You have Glamdring in your deck, and then I have Orcrist and Sting in mine. Not for any other reason than you need the card draw and I need the resource acceleration, or I could use the resource acceleration. So,
right.
I mean, that's about it. Our hands are remarkably different to start with. I have a Gandalf in my hand, and I'm starting with Citadel Plate and a Dwarven Axe, which is nice for Gimli right off the bat to make him an amazing attacker. And then, what do you have in your hand there?
I've got a Longbeard Orc Slayer, a couple Guards of the Citadel, Test of Will, Very Good Tale, Burglar Baggins. Like, my opening hand has about as many allies as I drew the entire game last time.
I know,
so
which was
already a stronger start.
Right. Which is, I was gonna say that was an anomaly for your deck, like to not have, like you drew Feely and Wandering Took, and that was about it. You didn't even draw Keeley because Keeley came into play because of Feely. So.
Yeah, I made sure not to count Feely in my number of allies drawn last game, but at the same time, it's like, kind of reminds me back in the good old Magic days of the land screw or creature screw, where it's like,
right.
Why is my deck not giving me these things?
Yeah, right. Yep. Okay, well, I think we begin here. Let's do the setup on the thing. It says shuffle separate the encounter decks, which we have already, so that's good. And so now we flip this over, and we control N at this point. Okay, and I get a Blade of Gondolin. That's going to be pretty good too. Actually, that's going to create a lot of choices that I'm going to have to make. Anyways, what did you draw? Your second? Oh, wow.
I drew a Keeley, and I'm sorry, I jumped ahead to the When Revealed and
okay.
went
I got
ahead
it.
and found Glamdring.
That's fine. Okay, and then when revealed, we will get a treasure. I think it's more important for not Glowin. I think it's more important for Gimli to have his axe than, well, maybe Sting, because I have the Dwarven Axe. I don't know, which is more important, Sting or Orcrist?
Based on what we were discussing after the last game, I think Sting is more important, just because we know we have a lot of low hit point goblin enemies for the second half of the quest.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. So I'm gonna pull Sting out. And then it says each player one and add it to his hand, then shuffle his deck. I guess I have to shuffle my deck. Okay.
Give my deck an extra lucky shuffle there.
There you go. And then advance to stage 2A, so we will get rid of this. Okay, so if this is the first time you're tuning into this playthrough, Matt and I last time talked about this particular stage of the quest being what I thought was a metaphor in the game, or a metaphor in the book, where the stone giants were throwing rocks and causing. I thought that was Tolkien making a metaphor about how loud the thunder and how dangerous the lightning was. But then when I watched the movie and obviously the game has a stone giant in it, I realized that maybe it wasn't supposed to be a metaphor. So I don't know. If you think it's supposed to be a metaphor, maybe reach out and we'll talk about it a little bit. So, okay, enough of that though. We wanna move forward here. Search the encounter deck for one stone giant, add it to the staging area, then shuffle the encounter deck, reveal one card per player. Okay, so this is where we're hoping for Wind Whipped Rain and Galloping Boulders. I'm going to shuffle the encounter deck just to make sure that it was shuffled, and then reveal a card. Matt, your card is more like a grocer. Discard all Baggins resources. Okay, so we will do that. Better now than later, right?
Yeah, on the list of things we could have revealed, that's probably near the top for not so bad.
And then Dreary Hills. Okay, so that's a bummer, because that means we start off with a whole bunch of stuff in a whole bunch of
threat in the staging area?
Threat in the staging area. So that's 7 threat in the staging area.
Yeah, that's going to be a little rough.
Okay. So I guess we have a planning phase at some point, and I guess that's now, right?
That's correct. And I'm first player. Oh, I thought about holding on to my resources to try and get Longbeard or Orc Slayer out, but that stage here, I think it's going to be best to get a little more questing power out there now.
Okay.
Plus a step closer to being able to use the very good tail in my hand.
Yeah, that very good tail will be nice to deal with stuff. Okay, is that it then? Looks like that's all you can do.
Yep.
Okay, and then for me, I think I'm going to, because the only other creature in this encounter, in this half of the encounter deck, is the Suspicious Crows. So, like, attacking right now is not a thing that I have to worry about. So I think I'm gonna not do anything right now.
Yeah, that sounds pretty solid to me. If anything, the Citadel Plate is what we want you to get out, so we can
Right.
possibly take on that stone giant.
Right, and I do have an Erebor Hammersmith, which allows me to retrieve
An attachment.
an attachment if Windwhip Drain comes up. So I think I'm gonna sit tight there. And so, but we have to get over 7 in the staging area. So I guess we move on to questing, right?
I concur.
Okay. Who are you questing with?
I think with the amount of threat we have, it's best to send everyone for 8.
Okay, and then I think Bilbo, because we don't even have resources on Bilbo, I think it's good if he joins that for 9. And then I will quest with Thalon for 10.
Sounds good.
And Dory? And then leave Gimli up just in case I need to defend something crazy. So we're at 12? 12 versus 7?
That's what I have.
Okay, so let's reveal. First card, Guffawing of Giants. 1 stone giant. At the end of the quest phase, the stone giant gauges the player with the highest threat. If there are no stone giants... Is that a good place for Test of Will?
Yeah, because otherwise I'm going to end up losing a hero, because I'll have to take the giant attack undefended.
Right. We never saw this in the first game, so...
Was not expecting it at all.
Right. Okay. So there's 1. Okay, so... Okay. So that's canceled. Okay. And then the second one. Galloping Boulders. The first player chooses a questing character. That character takes 3 damage. Okay.
Well, I could take it on Gloin and get some resources for
And
next
then you'll
turn.
be able to play the Longbeard Orc Slayer. And then you'll be able to play...
Very good tail.
Very good tail, right. Okay, so Galloping Boulders, done. So we stick with 7, so we still have 5 in the staging area. Or we still have 5 that can go on to the main quest. Okay. So I assume we travel to Drury Hills? No reason not to, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then we have to make sure we get through it completely, but...
I think we'll actually make 3 progress on the quest, because Galloping Boulders removes Gloin, so our willpower goes down to 10.
That's right, I forgot about that. Thank you for the reminder. Okay. But now we will still travel to the to the Drury Hills. Okay?
Alright. I think that's it for our turn, then.
Okay. Because we're not going to engage that guy up there, right?
I'm not planning on it.
Right. Okay, so I did get a Lore of Imladris in my hand, so that's a good card to have.
And I got a Snowborn Scout, so more allies, and I'm not going to want to play it because we don't want to discard cards if we're not going to explore Drury Hills.
Right.
I was the first player last turn, so it's actually your planning first.
Okay. I wonder why the anyways, first player. I think it's important for me to be able to take out that stone giant if we need to. So I think I'm gonna run the risk and put the Citadel plate onto Gimli. Now I don't have
like
any
the sound of that.
I don't have any other I don't have any other like tricks up my sleeve to be able to do anything, but I can take one swing undefended. And then like I can't feint it or do anything like that, but quick strike it. Like I don't have any of that in my hand right now, but it would be nice to be able to swing back at it, but right now that's about the best I can do. So now you're planning, my friend.
All right. Well, let's do as we discussed last turn and go ahead and play that Longbeard Orc Slayer.
Okay.
It'd be nice to save him for all the goblins later, but it's more important to get allies out here.
Yes, absolutely.
And yeah, I'm don't have enough resources to play another meaningful ally right now, so we'll just go ahead and very good tail with those two.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
4.
Oh, there's Gandalf.
5. So
that's perfect. You can take Gandalf, or you can take the Wandering Took. I wonder what the decision is going to be.
yeah. It would be nice to have a more permanent ally out, but Gandalf is just too good to pass up when I already spent 6 costs there.
Right. Did you lower your threat by 1 for playing the Longbeard Orc Slayer?
I did not. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. And
Lost a Steward of Gondor and a Galadrim's Greeting.
I know.
Sometimes a very good tale is just not very good.
Right. It's a good tale. It brought Gandalf out, but it wasn't what we wanted to see. Okay. Now the good news is that this guy cancels out that guy's threat.
Right.
And it actually could be that you take the stone giant this time.
Let Gandalf defend it.
Let Gandalf defend it. And then could you kill it? Not right. If you put Glamdring out, or Glamdring.
So Glamdring would be at 5, 6, 8. I would need 4 more attack at least. I couldn't kill it this turn. I might have a decent shot at it next turn.
Right.
And I would have a Snowborn Scout to be a perfect chump for it.
Or I could take it. The problem is that Gandalf out in this half of the quest is... It's just silly. You know, like... Because the only thing we're up against is the stone giant. So there's no... You know, like, there's not much...
Right.
So...
Well, and I could keep Gandalf out next turn to help kill the stone giant.
You could.
And...
I mean, it's up to you. If you're going to want to... Anyways. I guess we should quest first before we get into all this, right?
Yep, I'll ponder a little bit there while we're going about it.
So I'll actually quest with 4. I'll quest with everybody. Except for Gimli, just in case I'm going to take the stone giant, and then I can ready and do that stuff. And you're going to definitely at least quest for 4.
Right. I guess if I was going to use Glamdring and try to take down the stone giant, I would have had to play it before we started questing.
Well, I'll allow you to go back. I mean, nothing has changed about the game state, so you can go back and think about it if you want to do it. At least you get like 2 uses out of Gandalf. You get to quest twice with it if you keep him into play, right?
Right. And actually, could I 6 attack? I do 3 damage, and then next turn I could have possibly 8 attack,
which is 5 damage,
No.
which is 1 short.
Yeah. the math is not... Well, I could also chump block with the Snowborn Scout and use Gandalf to take him out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think if I keep everyone ready, I could take the Stone Giant and get rid of it in a couple turns.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and just send Gandalf.
Okay,
so that'll be
8 versus 4. Okay. So first card is No Campfire, doomed 1.
All right.
Okay. Now, do we reveal or do we raise our threat by 4? This is actually a decision, like big decision here. I mean, I could take the 4 raise.
As could I. I lost a Galadrin's Greeting, but I still get some mitigation from Nori, and it's not like we're worried about engaging the trolls necessarily anymore.
Right. Another Stone Giant could come out. That's what I'm most worried about. Or Wind Whipped Rain. But Wind Whipped Rain is not horrible right now because I can... Like, the only attachment is the Citadel Plate.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I guess I'm more inclined to take the threat at this point, because we're pretty low threat. It's not going to affect the late game as much as it did with We Must Aware Eric Break of Day.
What if you take the threat and I take the card?
Okay.
Is that playing too close? Is that too...
No, I think that's fine, because essentially we're just getting 1 extra card.
Right.
And...
Okay.
Like I said, I've got more ways to mitigate my threat increase than you do.
Okay. So I'll take the card and you take the threat. Okay, so... Okay, so now what?
Alright, well, so now I'm at 36. We talked about stalling on this stage a bit more, too.
I know.
At this rate, if I take the 4th threat again...
There's no stalling.
We're gonna be pressed. Yeah.
Right.
I think I have to take the card this time.
Okay. I'll take the threat, you take the card.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So your card. Okay, Overhanging Rock. This is good. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So now
Helpful
the
location.
Second card is the Crows. That goes by. And look, we were able to make just enough progress to clear the Dreary Hills. We each randomly discard a card.
Oh, there went Keeley.
Okay, I got rid of Expecting Mischief. Okay. And these 2 are done. And now do we travel to the Overhanging Rock?
I would. That card draw will be nice for both of us.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and we get another Baggins resource because of the Dreary Hills. Okay. Now, keep in mind
to draw cards.
Right. Now, keep in mind that that's when we flip over to 3A, we have to reveal 3 encounter cards, and Baggins resources help mitigate all that.
Yeah, all right. We could save it. I'm actually getting a good amount of allies this time. The card draw isn't as vital as it was last game.
Right. Okay. Well, you want to take the Stone Giant?
Yep. I will take on that Stone Giant.
Okay.
All right, Gandalf. Defend that giant.
Okay, so let's see. Wind Whipped Rain. Defending character gets -1 defense. It's a great time to see Wind Whipped Rain, for sure. Okay.
And Gandalf still survives, so I'll still be able to keep him around next turn.
Right, if you want to take the threat increase.
Yeah, it's too key to my game plan to get rid of the Stone Giant.
Right.
I think I'll have to.
Right. Okay.
All right, and then let's have these guys attack back.
Okay.
For 6?
For 6, so do 3 damage to the Stone Giant. Okay.
I think that's it for us, right? No end of turn effects. Force, I have to discard an ally. Mm-hmm. Well, that stinks, but we can lose the Guard of the Citadel. It's not the end of the world.
Right. Okay. Control N?
Yep.
Okay. I get a Gondorian Spearman.
Ooh.
Yeah, ooh is right. Do you want me Lore of Imladris? I can Lore of Imladris, and you can choose Gandalf or Glowin. Because if we get a Galloping Boulders, that's going to be rough. Don't forget to raise your threat by 2 for having Gandalf still in play. Yep.
Oh, I got a Feely, so I could get my dwarf plan into action this turn. But then I would be sacrificing a much more useful ally to the Stone Giant than the Snowborn Scout. And he also helps us with progress.
Right.
I could also get Guard of the Citadel out this turn too, but I think we'll save the resources. We'll just go ahead and...
Okay, I'll put 1 on the active location.
And yeah, I'm going to preserve resources for now. And I think we'll be okay, because I'm not planning to block with Gandalf, and I'm probably going to get rid of him to avoid taking more threat on after this turn.
Yeah, okay. So, are you suggesting that I do not play Lore of Imladris?
That is my suggestion, yes.
Okay. I will take on questing, as per the usual, and I will quest for 4. I assume Frodo or Bilbo is okay to come with me.
Yes. The first player token is getting me confused because it started off on the wrong side, I guess.
Right. The
or
first
we just
player
didn't follow
token
it.
is yours, right?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and commit Bilbo. Gandalf can go 2, so I'll be contributing 5 because I need everyone else to take on the giant.
Okay, so that's 8 versus 0 in the staging area. I think that's reasonable. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, first card. Galloping Boulders. Okay, so the problem with that is, I guess it has to go on Talon.
Let's see. Let's try it. Let's doing the math here to see if I could take on the giant without Gandalf's attack. But I think we determined last turn that doesn't work. It's
right. So I'll take
5, 8. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I'll take that there. Okay, that removes 1 from the quest. Second is the Suspicious Crows. And now, because Talon was removed from the quest, he actually goes off. So the Suspicious Crows reveals the top of the counter card, which is Wind Whipped Rain.
Well, it's a counter discard pile, which would be the Galloping Boulders again.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Reveal top card of the counter discard pile and add it to the staging area Fable.
Okay.
Oh, that's just special.
Okay, so there's how the encounter discard. So we either lose a threat, or we either lose Gandalf, an ally, or we lose a hero.
I think we lose Gandalf.
Okay.
We'll just have to keep hoping I can get more chumps for the Stone Giant next turn.
Okay, so Galloping Boulders goes by. Okay. And you didn't play Glamdring. That was weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't get the card draw. I guess that would push me over to make sure I get the Stone Giant even without Gandalf.
Okay, let's resolve questing.
Yep.
1 versus 7, so that's 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that goes bye-bye. We didn't use any of that. I will engage the Suspicious Crows. Okay. We will give everybody a shadow card. And now you're first player, I guess?
Yep. Scout will stand in front of that stone giant.
And,
Oh, he loses his one defense.
Oh,
Oh,
well.
no.
I know, but now both copies of Wind Whipped Rain are out. So I think that's good, right?
Yep.
And
Now I'm
so-
safe to play Glamdring completely
Right.
for a while.
And then I'm going to take the crows undefended. No shadow. I do 1 damage to Gimli. Okay, good. Okay, so now what are you going to do?
All right. Well, let's have everyone here attack the giant.
How much is that? 2, 4.
That's 8, so it'd be 5 more damage on it.
Okay. You missed it by 1. That's frustrating.
Yeah, if I had listened and played Glamdring, could have taken him out this turn even without Gandalf. But
Right.
I've got a couple allies I can play next turn, so I think it'll be all right.
That's fine. Okay, so Gimli is going to attack and kill the suspicious crow. Which is perfect. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, Control N.
Got an ever vigilant.
Okay.
Should be first player this turn.
Okay, so I drew a Goblin Cleaver, which is fine. So I'm gonna put the Dwarven Axe onto Gimli at this point. At this point, there's no reason to not do any of this stuff. I'm gonna put the Gondorian Spearman into play. I'm gonna put this onto who's he? What's it there? And then Bilbo, right? And then I think right now I'm done. I could put out an Erebor Hammersmith to get closer to my 5, but I don't have anything coming online anytime soon. So, so that's the best I got.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play Feely,
Okay.
which means I can go get Keely and lower my threat by 1. Which will be important if we get another stone giant.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we need to Lore of Imladris something.
Just in case we see the Galloping Boulders again.
I feel like that's a big theme in here. Like there's 5 copies or something of Galloping Boulders or something in the deck. It's like 4 copies or something. So the good news is that Thorin could kill the stone giant all by himself now.
Yes, and
So we don't
I just need to hold back Feely or Keely to block.
Right.
So we'll quest a good bit. I feel like we're getting much better set up than we were last time.
Right. I'm okay like waiting another turn because of the 2 Wind Whipped Rains that are gone.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me.
I don't think we could advance this turn even if we needed to. So I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
And I think I've played everything I can at the moment.
I am gonna play Lore of Imladris. And if you don't want to use it for Glowin, I'm going to use it for Thalon.
Yeah, go ahead and use on that. I guess the Glowin would be nice just because if he does take a Galloping Boulders, I get more resources. But
that's exactly right.
Played out my hand a lot already.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. So now we quest, right?
Yep.
So Bilbo's going to quest for 2. Ori for 4, Thalon for 5. So I'm questing for 5.
Let's go ahead and send everyone I don't need for combat right now that has a willpower. So that'll be 5 with Nori, Gloin, and Feely.
Okay, so this is 10. So you said we wouldn't be able to make it through, so we're close. Okay, you ready?
I think we'll get a location or something that'll stop us.
Okay. Okay, my card. Galloping Boulders. See, there it is. Okay,
Yep.
so I'll do 3 damage to Talon and remove him from the quest.
I could take it on Nori just in case we get another suspicious crows, because the double whammy of Galloping Boulders last time just made me a little nervous about that.
Well, do you want to do that instead?
Yeah, I think that makes more sense,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay. So Nori is 2, so we will remove 2 from the quest. Okay,
Right.
now one more. One more card. Cave Entrance. It's 1. Okay. So that's 7. Progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. Okay, my friend. Let's travel to the cave entrance.
Yep.
And now,
Give us a little more buffer if we want to delay again.
right. I think next time is the time we
Move on.
we move on. We at least I think. Okay,
I
so
agree with that.
this guy attacks.
Yep. Let's block with Keeley here.
Okay. Put this in the top. Okay. So again, I've explained this before, but I'll explain again. Whenever we know what the next card is, I'm gonna put it. I always put it over here. I have a scrying deck that's a lot of fun to play. I think Matt, you played it once, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah. So and so at least I can. I'll just put it up here so that way we know what's coming. And so we're definitely gonna have a Galloping Boulders coming the first time next round. So, okay.
All right. There goes Keeley. I probably should have quested with Keeley and used Feely to block. There's more copies of him, but oh well. And Thorin Oakenshield is going to take out the Stone Giant.
Okay, Stone Giant's dead.
And he's not an orc, so I don't get to draw a card. Oops. What am I doing there?
You're
right.
drawing a card. That's what you're doing. Okay.
I want to, but he's not an orc.
Okay, so we will control N.
Yep. Oh, there's my other Galadrim's Greeting.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Plus, I have 2 Gandalfs in my hand.
Very nice.
And we have 5 Baggins resources, which allows us to reduce
Get down to 2 encounter cards.
2 encounter cards. So I think we're looking pretty good. I mean, it's not awesome, but at least it's okay.
Right. Let's see here then. I guess your planning is first then.
Right. I'm just looking at what's in my encounter deck. Do you have any attachments in your encounter deck? Did you discard? You discarded the Steward of Gondor, right?
Yeah, I discarded the Steward of Gondor. I have 8 attachments in the deck.
But I mean, not in the deck. In the in your. I'm gonna
my hand?
I'm gonna play the Erebor Hammersmith, and you can bring out the Steward of Gondor.
Yep. It's the only attachment. Well, it's not the only. Sparehood and Cloak is in there, but Steward's on top of it. So.
Right, and that would look good on either of our. Any of our heroes, I guess.
I actually have the resources to play it and guard, and I could play it on your side because I'm getting extra right now with Thorin anyway.
Right.
Do you want it on Ori?
Ori would be the best for now, but that could change 2 rounds from now. But right now, Ori is the place to put it. If you were going to put it on one of my characters.
Yeah, I don't think
because I'm the one
that I would put on is Nori, and he's actually got a good amount of resources right now, and I could always just hold on to Galadrim's Greeting until I absolutely need it.
Right. And so I say Ori because I have the Lore of Imladris that I play, and I have a couple other, I have another Erebor Hammersmith, so I have other things to, like right now I don't have it, but
But you're always starving for lore resources, it feels like, and you're going to have a good amount of card draw if you use that with Gandalf. Right. I'd imagine you're probably doing some threat reduction.
That would probably be what I would do. I mean, I could bring out Gandalf right now.
I guess if you he could also help us take out the Great Goblin a lot faster. A lot of options.
Right.
All right. Let's pay for those and put out my guard of the Citadel. So I've got my little army ready.
Am I bringing out Gandalf this round or not?
I guess if you really needed the card draw, because I guess, are we trying to delay a little bit longer on this?
Well, that's what I guess that's what I'm trying. If we're trying to get through it, like I think I bring out Gandalf, right? Then use him for threat reduction.
Yeah, and then you have
and then I could defend.
Really strong blocker for the Goblin,
right?
Or Great Goblin,
right?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Is that, or I could use it as for card draw. I think card draw.
Yeah, it's, having some more options once we start getting the goblins swarming around us will be helpful.
Yeah. Okay. I'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I get my third copy of Gandalf. I get a Secret Paths, which is nice. I guess sometimes there's that 4 threat location in the staging area that comes off. So that's
the front porch.
Yeah.
That'll be handy.
Right. Okay. So and then I'll be able to trigger my with the Veteran Axe hand. I'll be able to trigger my 5 dwarves, and so I'll be able to draw some cards. So okay. This is looking a lot better than it was.
Yeah, this is a much stronger start than last time.
Okay. Now what are we doing?
Questing.
Okay. Sounds good. Now do you want to quest? We have this thing coming out. So
yeah, I think if I send the guard, he's a ready sacrifice to the Galloping Boulders.
The guard of the Citadel?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll be fine. So I've still got Feely and the Longbeard Orc Slayer for when the goblins come out, and we don't need to quest super hard. So if I send Gloin and Nori and the guard, should have plenty.
Okay.
So I'm sending 5.
You're gonna send 5? So I'll send. I can just send 1. I could send Ori for 2 more, but I'm nervous that we're gonna end up with a lot of things to worry about here.
Yeah, I mean, sending just Thalin.
And I'm first player, so I can take 2 things.
Right, and you've got Gandalf there to help.
And you're going to lose the Guard of the Citadel. Right. So we need to make sure that we get through at least enough, right? So you said you're going to send 5. I'm going to send 1. I think I'm going to do it like this.
Okay.
Because Ori wouldn't be used to attack. Ori would just be used to do whatever. I should put a Blade of Gondolin onto Thorin, but we'll worry about that in a little bit. Okay, so we're doing 8?
Yes.
Against 0 in the staging area. Okay. So first card is the Galloping Boulders. Surprise! Okay.
The guard is surprised.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. And then next card is the Guffawing of Giants. Okay. The first player chooses 1 Stone Giant. Okay, so if there's no Stone Giant cards in the staging area, search the encounter deck for 1 Stone Giant and add it to the staging area. That's the 1 card that was going to prevent us from moving forward.
Yeah, it's just we're going to end up 1 short after going through the active location, aren't we? And I don't have any late adventurer.
Okay, look at all cards. Stone Giant. There's not very many. There's 1 Suspicious Crows left in the deck. So So that stays in the staging area. So,
Well, actually, I'm at 40 threat, so it would come down to me. During
well,
engagement.
I'll optionally engage it. It'll be fine.
Okay.
And then I'll kill it. Okay, so we make 4 progress. So there's 3 onto the 3 onto the active location and 1 there. Boom. That's frustrating.
Well, I guess we get another turn to build up, right?
Yeah.
Although I guess you had Gandalf out and ready to go.
I have 2 other
It's part of our
copies of
plan.
I have 2 other copies of Gandalf, so that's fine. Okay, so I'll option this guy.
Mhm.
Okay, and then I'll deal it a shadow card. Now the thing is do I want to make Gimli a mega attacker because I could take it undefended, or do I want to? I think I want to wait. I'm gonna defend with
just
Gandalf.
in case.
Yeah, but now will I be able to kill it?
Well, you don't necessarily need to kill it, right? It's for in all likelihood
That's true.
advancing and get rid of it.
That's true. Okay, so well, I'll defend with Gandalf. No shadow effect, shockingly. Okay, so Gandalf takes 2 damage. That's fine. And now I will attack for 2, 5, 6, 7, and do 4 damage to it.
All right.
Okay. Control N, I guess.
Well, I drew a Wandering Took. I've got the resources for it, so we might as well put him into play.
Yep. So I have a veteran axe hand that I can pull out that will allow me to that'll trigger my 5, or I can play a Blade of Gondolin on you, which would be great for the next.
I think the axe hand might be more helpful just because you'll be drawing a lot more cards and
Okay.
keep the momentum going on your deck.
Okay. So I'll do the axe hand here. Now I get to draw a card, an extra card because of Ori, and then next time around I'll be Gandalf is out of play. I'll be able to play another copy of my Gandalf, and then I'll play a Blade of Gondolin over on Thorin until we clear this stuff, I think. I guess the Blade of Gondolin could also go onto Bilbo, but I'm not so happy about that.
Yeah, I guess it's a little tough, especially since with Sting, he's a nice defender,
He is,
especially for
right?
all the little goblins.
Right. And you're the first player, so you're going to have to decide whether you want to take the goblin. Well, anyways, let's quest. Let's do some questing. Right. We're getting way ahead of ourselves. So I'm going to quest for 2.
Yeah, I think definitely sending them for 4. Man, that last turn makes me a little like I really want to kind of send Wandering Took. But at the same
I didn't
time,
see
if I
any
keep
more.
it back, it's better.
I didn't see any more guffawing of giants in the encounter deck. We got 2. The encounter deck is low, so
All right,
there's only 2.
Let's try to keep as many people ready then as possible. We only need 1 point.
Right. Okay, there was a Suspicious Crows, so I'll send Thalon for that.
All right.
Okay. The reason why I got a chance to look is because of the Stone Giant. Because the Guffawing of Giants allowed me to look and see what was going on with that. Okay.
Right.
So 6 versus nothing. So if we don't get if we get 2 copies of Dreary Hills, we're screwed.
You know what? I have a Ever Vigilant. Let's send the Wandering Took as well.
Okay, so
Or at least it's 7 that
if
way.
there is a Stone Giant also in this, I don't know. We just have to do
if
the
I had
best
a
we
way
can.
to ready Thorin, I'd be like,
Right.
yes, let's send him.
Yeah, no, but I think we're good.
All right.
Okay, so I will do first card is Drury Hills. Okay.
All right.
And the second card is Stone Giant. That was the combination that I was. Oh crap. Okay. That's fine.
Secret Paths, the Drury Hills.
Secret Paths, the Drury Hills. Yes. That's brilliant. Okay, so that goes bye-bye. So now we make progress. We actually make 3 progress on that. Okay, so
We had the tech.
Shuffle all encounter cards into the encounter. So we will do that. Okay, shuffle those into the encounter deck. These go into the encounter deck. If I can highlight them. I'm having an issue. There we go. So these go into the encounter deck. And this goes into the encounter deck. So now this represents, right, Matt? Explain what this is representing while I get everything set up here.
So at this point in the book, we have found a nice, homely little cave to take shelter in that the giants can't pursue us through. Unbeknownst to us, this cave is actually a trap, and the floor is going to fall out from under us, and we're going to fall right into the middle of a goblin den.
Yeah.
And they are going to swarm all around us.
Right. Okay. Look for the Great Goblin. I'm going to look for the Great Goblin. Let's see.
And according to the Peter Jackson version, they're going to sing a jaunty tune at us.
Which is fine. I like jaunty tunes. Okay, if I can find the Great Goblin, there he is. This version of the Great Goblin makes him look like a Buddha with swords coming out of his back for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to be fine there. Okay, and so now we flip over this guy. And it says reveal 3 encounter cards per player. So I think Bilbo Baggins is going to spend 4 resources. And I think that everybody's going to just reveal 1 card, right?
Yep.
Okay, so your card is a Bent Swords. The Great Goblin is not in the victory display, so no surge there. And now we have that guy. Goblin Miners. Okay. So I think the thing to do... So now there's this. So now we're at the travel phase. No travel phase. Am I the first player?
Yeah, I think you actually are. So I started as the first player. The odd turns would be me as first player. You would be first player on even turns.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing moving around on its own is throwing me a bit.
Right. Okay, so I think I will engage the Great Goblin.
Okay.
You can also forgo your option, and then I can take one of the other goblins as well. Because I have a Burglar Baggins to use on Bilbo, and so that would allow me to be able to defend with Bilbo.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can take the Bent Swords, that would be good.
Yeah, I can take the Bent Swords. So
Is that?
Yeah, so I can ready Wandering Took to sacrifice him, and then I'll have plenty of attack power with Thorin to take them out.
Oh, wait. Okay. I actually don't have to engage the or attack the miners. The miners don't have to attack me. So, okay. Shadow cards here.
Yep.
Okay. Shadow cards. So before during this action window, I'm going to play that, and I'm going to exhaust the Dwarven Axe to kill the miners. Right. Deal 3 damage. Oh, I could have done it to the... I could have taken the Bent Swords
You could have.
Does it matter? Do you still end up losing a character if you do that?
There's a chance that if I had the miners, one of my guys would easily live. I mean, I could always defend with the Longbeard Orc Slayer against the bent swords and have a chance he survives with 1 hit point too. I just didn't want to risk losing my 5 dwarves.
So the question is, how do you want to play that? I can take this guy and kill... Here's the thing. This guy is less of an issue for you anyways. So I think that's the better thing. So I'm going to kill this and this. And now I'm going to actually... I think I'm going to take the goblin undefended. Because Gimli can handle a whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Okay.
So that'll power him up too.
Attacking enemy gets +1, so he takes 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now your defenses, my friend.
All right. Let's go ahead and ready up the Wandering Took with Ever Vigilant.
Okay.
Because I can. And have him defend this.
Okay. Attacking enemy makes an additional attack immediately after this. Do you have a way to cancel that?
I do not have a Hasty Stroke in my hand to cancel it.
Okay.
But that's alright. I can...
It says deal it a new shadow. Okay, so the Took stays.
Took stays. We'll just defend with the Longbeard Orc Slayer this time.
Okay.
He has a pretty good shot of surviving.
Defending character exhausts 1 character you control. Okay. Which is fine.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so now I think I can kill the Great Goblin.
Ooh.
So I'm attacking with Gimli for 7, 9, 11, and that swings and kills the Great Goblin. Oh, the Great Goblin made an attack. I have to reveal X. I have to put 2 cards.
Yep.
I forgot about that. So let's do that. So, okay. Neither of which are...
More goblins.
So that's good. Okay, so I kill the Great Goblin.
Alright.
And then you're going to kill...
the miners with Glamdring.
Right.
She'll draw me a card, and it's a Late Adventurer.
Okay.
Alright. I'm liking how this is going.
I was going to say, we're already in a much better place. Okay, so Control N, right?
Yep. Make sure I do my damage to the Longbeard Orc Slayer there before it gets too far.
Okay. So
hey, there's a Hasty Stroke.
Okay. I think I'm going to give you this.
I'm not going to complain.
I think it just makes sense. We probably aren't going to have too many active locations now, but that's fine. And then I think I'm going to play Gandalf. And do I take the threat reduction? I think I take the 3 cards again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, good. That is phenomenal. Okay. I get Orcrist. So who do I put Orcrist on? Are you going to have any of your heroes attack? I could put Orcrist onto here.
Well, actually,
and then let the blade of
restricted to. So Glamdring and the blade of Gondolin.
Well, we could just let the blade fall off.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I'll turn.
Oh, and I forgot. I get to draw
another
card because of Ori's ability. It's triggered. Okay. Okay, so I think that this is the thing to do.
Okay.
And then I'll take the blade back. Okay, you get to.
I just so abused imagining Thorin dual wielding Orcrist and Glamdring right now.
Right. Okay. This is exciting.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy compared to where we were last game.
It's so funny how the swing in this is. You play once and you get used to it, and then all of a sudden we're like, okay, let's do this again, and now we're almost like going to overrun the encounter. I say that the Great Goblin. Well, there's a lot of triggers if the Great Goblin is in the victory display, but right now seems like we're okay.
Yep, we just gotta push through.
Okay, so you're first player, so you control Bilbo, which I suggest we keep Bilbo up, but then I think we quest with a whole bunch of folks.
Yeah, I see. Just thinking as like, I don't think we can get too overrun, so I'm probably okay.
Well, there's lots of surge. Like the bent swords gain surge, and the follower has surge, so we have surgy stuff.
Why don't I keep the Wandering Took open then as another potential blocker? I've got Late Adventurer if we don't get a ton of enemies. So
okay, and then
could even send Thorin if it looks like I don't need to engage anything.
Well, what I was going to say is if it gets to be if we're within 6, we can actually use Late Adventurer and then use Burglar Baggins.
Oh yeah,
if we're within 6 of the main quest.
So we've got 3 between the two of us.
Right. Okay. All anyways, I quested for 4, I think. And how much?
I'm questing for 5, so we're at 9.
9. I'm leaving Gandalf up because I feel like we're just gonna have to engage a couple of things. So, okay, first thing is the front porch. Okay.
All right.
Okay, and then the second is starting with the first player. Each player must choose one goblin from the discard pile and add it to the staging area. Okay, so there's not very many enemies in the staging area or in the discard pile. But
we have a cave location, so
here's this. Wow, we do have a lot in the. Okay, those are the 5. I'm tempted to go with those guys because they seem to be the weeniest.
Yeah.
Unless we did the goblin.
Have this...
Unless we did the Goblin Runner, which only has 1 threat. But
just to help us with questing.
Yeah, he's weenie as well.
Yeah, he just has 1 more attack compared to the miners.
Right.
I think a runner and a miner makes sense.
A runner and a miner? Okay. So we will do this. Okay. Oops. Okay. So that is 4. 7, and we quested for 9. So that's 2 progress on the. All right. Now, do we go to the front porch? I think so, right?
Yeah, we've got the resources to treat it as blank this turn.
I think so.
And attack back at the goblins, and then we can try to get rid of it.
And even if we don't, I don't think it matters to... Like, we can defend and leave those 2 engaged with us. Like, we have enough people, right?
Yes, we do.
But yeah, I think that we spend the 2 anyways. Okay, so we exhaust here. We travel to the front porch. So, which one of these guys do you want? I could take the runner, and you can then take this guy.
Yeah, I think that's going to be best.
Okay. So, Shadow. Okay. Do we spend the 2 or not spend the 2? I think we spend the 2.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay.
I think we're going to end up spending a little more time on this stage than we anticipated.
Maybe. Let's see. Okay, your defense.
Oh, do we gamble with Bilbo to try and take them out with the direct damage?
Well, I have a Bilbo, a burglar Baggins.
As do I.
To boost him. So yeah, I mean, I think that.
Yeah, let's use Bilbo then.
I mean, you do end up losing the
card draw,
and the resource.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter,
I
right?
hate to miss out on the card draw, I guess, but I don't want to necessarily lose an ally either. It's kind of a 6 heptas or another.
Okay.
So
Bilbo's defending for 2. And it's a response. You don't have to use the response to do the enemy thing.
The damage.
Yeah. So we're definitely using Bilbo. It says defending player exhausts a character. So that's fine.
Not a problem.
Okay, so now do you want to use Bilbo's response or the Sting's response?
I guess we'll not do it because then I can.
Right. I would suggest not to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'm going to use Gandalf to defend the runners. And then it says taking +1, +2, so Gandalf takes a damage from the runners. Okay. Attack backs.
All right. Oh, we are not taking my resources off. Thank you very much, game. All right.
Okay, so you're going to attack and kill that guy with Thorin. Thorin gets all sorts of stuff.
Yep, he gets a resource, and I get to draw a sneak attack.
That's good. I get to attack here with Gimli. Gimli slaughters this guy, and because I killed somebody, I get to exhaust it and draw 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3, and I get Beorn, Goblin Cleaver, and a Quick Strike. So I feel like this is where this deck is meant to be. You know, like, have a lot of cards, be able to deal with just about anything, and go from there. So I'm actually going to save up money to play Beorn. I don't know why, but that's just the way it's going to work.
Well, if you get Beorn out, he's essentially a strong defender that we've been needing.
Right. He's all sorts of stuff. Okay, so I will Control N.
Same here.
Okay. And I get to draw a second card because I am done. And so now
something happened.
Oh. I get the first player token too. So you didn't get resources or
no, it's something happened. It's fine. I drew a spare hood and cloak. And you should have the first player token.
Right. Okay. I'm going to play... Gandalf goes bye-bye. I'm going to play Lore of Imladris. For you to heal somebody.
I think Gloin is going to be the best target then. 'Cause if nothing else, I'll get more resources. Not that I really need more. I guess if I did it... No, Bupin Quasiwanori, I don't need him as a defender.
Right.
So...
Okay.
I'll take those off Gloin.
I think it's very important for us to get through this location.
I agree. You know what? I could put out Sparrowhood and Cloak on the Longbeard Orc Slayer so I could quest with Thwart and then ready him for an attack later if we need it.
Sure. Or you could put it over on the Erebor Hammersmith, like whatever you want.
I guess we plan on questing with the Erebor Hammersmith is like the Longbeard Orc Slayer isn't helping us quest. I would use him to attack, but Thorin's the better attacker.
Okay.
So that's why I'm thinking he's best to Sparrowhood and Cloak right now.
Okie doke. Sounds perfect. Okay, so let's quest. I'm going to quest for 1, 2, 4.
You know what? Let's got late adventurer if I need it. So
Does late
yeah,
adventure allow you to target any, or just a character you control? Okay.
exhausted character you control that is not committed to the quest. So I can't target Bilbo this time because I'm not the first player.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, I've got 8 I'm sending right now.
8, and I'm sending 4, so that's 12. That's not horrible.
We'll at least clear the active location.
Hopefully. Okay, first card. Okay, Goblin Axemen. Second card. If the Great Goblin is in the victory display, gain Surge. And then Grip, Grab, Pinch, Nab. Starting with the first player, each player must choose one goblin from the discard pile and add it to the staging area. Okay, so let's add stuff to the staging area. Do we do the same
Same lineup.
same lineup that we did?
It seemed to work out pretty well last turn. So,
Okay, so this
I think
goes
that
in the
makes sense.
staging area, and then the
Runner?
Runner, right. Okay. Okay. So now, did we clear it? 2, 4, 6, 7. We just barely cleared it, and we made 1 progress on the encounter deck, or on the...
Oh man.
Okay. So, engagements. All of these guys are going to engage, so I can option... Like, I have ways to defend and do all sorts of fun stuff, so... Obviously.
Right.
So how do you want to... Each of us are going to end up taking 2. Here's the thing. I can actually kill... The biggest attacker is this guy. I can actually kill him first.
Okay.
Is he the biggest attacker? And then I can defend the goblin runners with Bilbo and do our Bilbo trick. And then if you can take the other 2 guys, that would be...
Yeah, I can take the other 2, because now that Gloin is healed, I can easily take Axeman undefended and get some money from it. And then the miners, I can have Feely block that and possibly survive.
Okay.
Don't need as many resources on Thorn anymore, especially with him healing.
Right. I think that this guy was... he was revealed, right? So Thalon dealt
That's
1
correct.
damage to him. And I also think that this guy was revealed, so he gets 1, not 1 progress, but 1 damage. Okay. So,
All right.
okay, so option here, and then option here, and then the highest, oh, it's going to have to be
Yeah.
like this, right?
That's fine. I think...
No, we can do it like this. Okay, here. I can option this guy, and then this guy will come down to me, and then this guy comes down to you.
These are things I don't normally have to think about as a
I know,
solo player.
solo players, right? If we screw up, let us know, okay? Everybody out there, like, we need to make sure that that's good. Okay, so Control S for shadow cards. I'm first player, so I am going to play Goblin Cleaver. And by playing Goblin Cleaver, I have to exhaust an axe, and that's going to kill the... I don't think it matters. So I guess the runner... Okay, and then I will use Bilbo. I'm gonna play this here and boost Bilbo, and he's going to defend. And now when he exhausts defend, I'm going to reveal an encounter card, and do 4 damage to it. Not reveal an encounter card, but do 4 damage. So that guy. So I kill everything on my side.
Very nice. All right. I'm curious to see what happens with the Axeman here first. Let's take that one undefended on Gloin.
Okay. Attacking enemy makes additional immediate attack after this.
All right.
I mean, you can do the
change
same thing, right?
Yeah, let's just try that again.
Okay.
I still got enough hit points.
No shadow effect. Okay.
All right.
So you get... Okay, so now this guy.
I just need a Gandalf now. Yep, let's have Feely block that one.
Okay, he's attacking for 2 and raises threat by X. So you raise your threat by 2.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, and then let's exhaust these 2 and move this over to Thorin to ready him.
Okay.
And which one of the... Oh, that guy's not a problem. Let's take out the Goblin Miners with Thorin.
Okay. Miners done. You get a resource and you get a card.
You took out the Axeman.
Well, duh.
Please.
That's what we wanted, right? Okay.
Alright, Thorin gets a resource and a card. Hey, there's Overhill, Underhill Gandalf. That'll help.
That will help. You also need to play your greeting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that now.
Okay.
I've got the resources easily for that.
Okay.
And we'll get down a bit.
It's always good to be below 40.
Well, unless you're playing Valor.
That's a deck archetype that I haven't been able to get behind or get into. So.
Oh, I've been playing it a little bit lately. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, with the new contract, you can get into Valor pretty easily, right?
And the Pillar of Kings that came out recently helps a lot too.
Yeah.
So you just start at 40.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I guess we're done? Question mark?
Yep.
Okay, Control N. Okay, I draw 2 cards. Okay.
I got Test of Will.
Okay.
Happy to see that.
I said I was waiting for whatchamacallit, for Beorn, but I'm going to forget that. I'm putting
Dwarven Axe.
I'm putting the Dwarven Axe because I have enough cards in my hand that trigger off of exhausting weapons and stuff. So I'll put Dwarven Axe into play and put it down here. Okay.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and play Overhill, Underhill Gandalf. So that'll help us quest significantly.
Right. Sounds good. I do have a Feint in my hand also, which can be good. This is your
Thank you.
Your player token. And now let's see here.
I had a hasty stroke in my hand. I could have canceled that additional attack, but it was not a big deal, so let's just save it.
Yep. What else do you have in your hand here? Sneak attack? You're not going to just sneak attack him into play one round and then go? And then you can use him again next time around? It's up to you.
I think right now getting him to help us quest and help me deal with the enemies we're getting, especially if we get another 4 enemy round, it might be pretty handy. I guess, though, I could cancel that extra adding 2 more goblins into play if we see that again.
My quick opinion is just bring him out to quest, sneak attack him in this time, and then and then bring him in next time. But that's my opinion.
Yeah,
it's funny.
No, I think you're right. That's probably going to be the better way to go. So
Okay.
we'll just I have so much resources. We'll just have that ready here for quest phase.
Right. It's funny because I think it makes more sense. We're being very true to what the decks needed, but I think it would have made more sense that core Gandalf goes into your deck because you have the sneak attacks. And I think you pointed that out, but I'm going to
Bring it up again.
suggest that it would be better to switch the Gandalfs, but I mean, it is what it is. You have threat lowering in your hand, so I mean,
I think if we were to tweak these decks, core Gandalf would be in both of them. To be honest,
probably.
As much fun as Overhill, Underhill is.
Right. Yep. Okay. Somebody did point out though that Burglar Baggins, you only get 3 copies of Burglar Baggins. So there's
the
actually
deluxe box,
right? So it's one of those things that. It was overlooked, I guess, when they created this. It's kind of funny.
I guess they just encourage people to proxy the extra copies.
Yeah, that's exactly. Or if you're going to be playing 2-player, the other person will have a core set and have this. I don't know. Have the then you'd have 2. I don't know. Whatever.
They're hoping everyone buys both the deluxe and the core set for everyone who's playing, not sharing one between them.
I guess. Okay, well let's quest, right?
Yep. So I'll sneak attack in Gandalf.
That's a brilliant idea. Okay, and then I'll use Thalon, Ori, and the Hammersmith for. I guess I'll quest for 4. Now you have Late Adventurer if you need to do Bilbo, so that's good.
Yep, and let's send those guys there for 6 more, so that'll be 10 on my side.
Okay, so that's 14. Okay, and again, if we're within 6, we can Late Adventurer Bilbo and then clear the.
Well, we don't have all the resources for playing 3 copies.
If we do Late Adventurer, that's 2, and then the 2 with the Bilbo Burglar Baggins.
Oh,
that
yeah.
adds 6. Not that we are going to be within 6, but we'll see how it works. Okay, first card. The Goblin's Caves. It's in the active location. Enemies get +1. Okay, that's not horrible. Okay, second one is... Okay, so that's 6. Now here's the question. Should we Late Adventure... should we do as much as we can right now because there's no enemies?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. If we get quested for 6 more, we'd be at 20 versus 6. 14, we'd be at 17. We'd be a stone's throw away. And all we have to do is complete this.
Right.
Yeah, I think Late Adventure now with the Burglar Baggins is what we should do, because I'll be able to take care of this guy over here, no problem. Okay. And all we need to do is
remember
quest
he gets
hard.
+2 because there's 2 cave locations. Remember when I killed him instead of the miners, and you were like, "No, I want to kill the Axemen." Now that's coming back to haunt us because he's 3 attack now, but. Whatever.
It's fine. I've got plenty of resources. The Longbeard Orc Slayer can eat that one, and then Thorin can take him out.
Okay. So that's fine. Okay, so we're Late Adventuring?
Yep, Late Adventure.
Okay, so we will Late Adventurer. We will commit Bilbo to the quest. And then, do you want to play your...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, play my Burglar Baggins too.
Okay, so that's 2. And now that's an extra 6. So we actually did 20. So we're doing 20 to the... we're questing for a total of 20. So by questing for a total of 20, that means that we put 14 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that was key, and the key there was drawing those 2 locations. Okay. So I guess we will travel to the. We actually don't have to travel.
Yeah,
but
so
I think it makes the best sense
well,
because we don't
I
want to
guess
get
if we got-
location locked. Because if we get 4 or 5, you know, 4 or
well,
5,
so we're gonna have to quest over the 3 no matter what.
right?
But since it's the active location, it's going to boost any goblin enemies we get next turn.
Right.
So I think actually it might make more sense not to travel,
Okay.
because then we have an easier time just questing over it and finishing this.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, remember to bring him back into your hand.
Yep.
Okay. And now what are we doing?
Looks like I'm defending the Goblin Axeman here
With?
with my Longbeard Orc Slayer, who also looks like an Axeman.
Okie doke. So.
Additional attack.
could cancel
Let's
that.
hasty stroke that.
Okay. So
'Cause
that's
I
good.
don't want to have to do another attack.
Okay.
All right, so he's toast.
Okay.
So is that Goblin Axeman once Thornton's done with him.
Okay.
Thorn gets a resource, and I draw Silver Load Archer.
That's
All
really
right,
funny.
more
I had
willpower.
I had a feint in my hand and I totally forgot about it. I'm sorry. That was my own stupid.
Well, the Longbeard Orc Slayer isn't contributing any willpower for our next turn,
Right.
so it's not a huge loss.
Okay. Okay, so control N.
Yep.
Okay. I end up.
Hey, I got another late adventurer.
Okay, I still draw 2. Oh, yes. Guess what I just drew? Secret Paths. So that helps.
Yes.
Okay.
it does.
And Bofer is going to help there. So that's going to give us 1, 2, 3. So he's going to help with resources. Now, I can play my Gandalf unless you want to play your Gandalf. Like,
It's 6 half dozen other. I've got lots and lots of resources. If you had anyone else you wanted to bring out,
I don't have anybody else I would want to or could bring out, but so why don't you bring out your guy and then you can, because he can then do double duty if you need to.
okay.
You know, like he can defend something if we get some nasty something or others.
Right. And so I think we're ready to quest then, right?
I think so.
All right.
Okay, you're first player or am I first player?
You're first player.
I'm first player. Okay. Okay, so I guess I'll quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And that neutralizes the threat in the staging area, plus I have secret paths.
All right. Well, let's send them for 5, 6, 7 plus Gandalf for 11, and I've got late adventurer if we need Thorin.
Or-
in case.
Or if we need Bilbo. That may be the
I don't
better.
control Bilbo right now. That's the
Oh, right.
problem.
You're right. Okay.
But I think we've got it.
So 18 up against 6. So, but this is where the deck spams really bad enemies. But let's see what happens. Okay, first. Wow, a location. Okay.
Still 10
Okay.
over.
So, and then the second card is Goblin Miners. So now that's
8 over.
So that's 10.
Yep.
And we made 8 progress on the quest. Wow. It's funny how one little thing gets you that much better, you know? Being able to handle the being able to handle the Great Goblin from the first round of the third stage, getting rid of all those enemies really helped the game. I think that was the most pivotal part of it. I mean, yes, we did have more allies on the board, but I wasn't using my allies, so it wasn't like that big of a deal. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, like you said at the end of the last game, we probably did too much to get to the next stage, and then when we had all the enemies, they just kind of hung around, so we couldn't quest as well. So I had to like keep chump blocking them, and I couldn't get rid of them. And I had the Great Goblin, which my deck wasn't well suited for. So yeah, this worked out a lot better.
It's so funny how it all works out, right? Like, you can have two totally different game experiences here. We were still, I mean, when we got those 2 no campfires, that was scary. You know, we were raising our threat and doing all sorts of things. But
yeah, as we could easily gotten into a situation where I was like, because I'd already discarded one Galadrim's Greeting, where we could have possibly threaded it out again.
Right. Yeah, we were definitely, I mean, we were under control, but it could have gone sideways quickly. Like, you didn't have a test of will in your hand for a long time. So because you didn't have a test of will, you couldn't cancel those things that make the goblins surge and defend us. I think also...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, the other thing that helped us was that we got 2 locations last time, so we didn't have to deal with enemies and stuff like that. So that really, I think, helped us too.
Yeah, it's, I didn't have to keep losing allies to deal with the goblins, and we could really just be like, oh yeah, let's late adventure and push through, get as much on as we can, and put us really close. So put it really within striking distance.
Right. Yeah, so I'm just shocked at how... Not shocked, because I know how that this game works like that, but, you know, I feel like the first time we played, we suffered from a little bit of allies being ally dead, being ally dead. Is that a thing? And then just not knowing to save our folks for the transition between 2B and 3A.
Well, I just had so many dead draws because I didn't have allies to play. Like, it was... I had like 2 Ever Vigilant to start the last game, and they couldn't do anything.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty rough. Okay, well, we made it through, Matt, and so you know what that means, that we're off into everybody's favorite quest in the saga, in the Hobbit saga, Dungeons Deep and Caverns Dim, right?
Yep.
So that'll be the next time we play, and I'm looking forward to playing that with you. I can't wait to play the last box in the Overhill Underhill.
Yep. It'll be interesting to revisit the riddle mechanic, and especially with these decks that aren't necessarily built for it. It's going to be interesting to try and predict what we need.
Right. So... Okay, everybody. See you later. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.